guys, welcome back to another video. Yes, I've just got out of the cinema. I've just gone to see Elemental. I'm just gonna go in and watch Meg 2. So I'm kind of like, you know, in between films, and I just thought I'd film this review now. I've got my laptop with me, kind of editing in between and all that. So yeah, getting stuff done. Elemental then is Disney's newest Pixar movie. It's mad to think that I've actually reviewed Turning Red, Luca, and Lightyear on the channel, and now Elemental. This is my fourth Pixar movie review, and I gotta say right from the bat, it isn't the best Pixar film at all. Like, not a chance, to be honest with you. Pixar films for me normally give me a bit of magic, a bit of, like, you know, imagination, and you kind of escape the world that you're in and all that jazz. And I didn't really have that with this film. I found some bits of it to be quite problematic. Some bits of it I thought were really good. But I think the whole premise of the story I thought was, in a nutshell, a bit plain and a bit boring. In a nutshell, basically it was about Fire, Ember her name was, and her dad and her mum and that, they have like this idea that she's going to take over the shop when her dad retires, and you know, she's going to inherit the family business, and you know, it's just a given. Like, do you mean, like, don't really know, we haven't got to ask her what she wants to do, because that's what she's been told that that's gonna happen all the way through her life. So that's that story. But then on the other side, then she meets Wade, who is like water person, and you know, the fire, water, they don't mix, elements don't mix. You know, when water extinguishes fire, etc., or fire evaporates water and boils it up, yeah, all of that jazz. Elements don't mix and all that. So you know, it's very much like fire can't get involved. The city itself is made of water stuff, so the fire people are kind of left in their little town, like kind of like the slums, if you know what I mean, and they kind of left there as these things. So yeah, the story itself was that. I just thought it was, you know, obviously the obvious part of the story was that, and then the obvious thing then was they're gonna fall in love and they're gonna want to merge their two elements into one type of thing and beat the haters or whatever. So that was my only problem with it, really. It was just the story was a bit obvious, and I found like some of the jokes in the film were actually like, they were putting in words, like it came out PG at the beginning of the film, and they said like mild language or strong, like mild adult language that has been turned into kids language. And there was a few examples of that, like yeah, it was just forced. It just felt forced. It was like a hanky panky, or more time to have hanky panky. There was something about ash hole, something like that. Very obvious, like, you know, it is meant to be an extra different word or whatever, but you know, when you're trying to put like adult jokes in kids movies, do it right, or do it subtly. Don't do it really obvious, in my opinion. The look of the film as well, though, I thought was one of the worst Pixar films. Definitely isn't on the same level as like Lightyear, which aesthetically pleasing, amazing looking film. Same, you know, in my opinion, with Luca. You know, I mean, the artistic direction of those two films I think is fantastic. This film's very different to those. Very different. It didn't feel Pixar-y. It felt more Disney-like, or like Illumination or that type of thing. Didn't really feel Pixar-y, but then the characters and the story did, in terms of, you know, new characters and like the imagination side of like these two imaginary worlds. Because Disney nowadays tends to do a lot of films based on like real people rather than like two elements and stuff like that. So that's where the Pixar element applies, but the artistic side of things didn't really line up. Anyways, then what is my score? What did I score it? Well, I actually gave it a 3-star. Now, you know, it sounds low, but it is a high 3-star in terms of my 3-star lists. I've gone through, and it just it's not as good as any of my 3.5 stars. So that's kind of where I've set it down as a 3-star overall, which is not a bad score. It's a 6-7 out of 10. You know, it's not a terrible score, but it's just, it's a filler, you know, Pixar film. It's not going to be my best, and it's not going to be my worst at all, but it's just not nowhere near the top tier of Pixar movies like Coco and Toy Story and all those great movies. So yeah, there it is. There is my review of Elemental. Let me know your thoughts down below. Have you seen Elemental? Are you going to see it? Is it something that's on your agenda? Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon, and of course I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.